All right. Happy Wednesday. So excited to be back with you for another edition of AH Live. And we're live. We're live right here on a Wednesday. And we have the return of Roberto Restuccia. He was nice enough to come hang out with us. I believe it was about 5 months ago. He's an incredible guitarist. He has Italian lineage, but he's actually UK through and through, and an incredible player. So he came through, and we had a little bit of a duel on the last episode, and he's got some brand new music out. So I wanted to make sure to highlight him. So we'll take a look back at one of our guitar duels from about half a year ago, and then of course I'll air his brand new song, which is incredible. And he did a really cool in-studio by way of PRS Guitars, which, by the way, I am endorsed with as well. Here's my trusty PRS, Hollow Body 2. And I think he plays the same model and one of their other models as well. So shout out PRS. They've been super supportive with myself for the last 9 years, and then also with Roberto as well. And so anyways, definitely want to highlight him. Do us a favor, click share. We want to spread the good vibes. We're here every week on Wednesday, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, with great new content, amazing new artists, interviews, etc. So also make sure to follow Adam Hawley artist page, and you can hear about everything that's going on. Got some awesome tour dates coming up next week as well. I hope to see you all out there. I'm going to be in Philadelphia on next Thursday in about, what is that? That's in 8 days. So I'll be in Philadelphia at South. I'll be at the Grandel Theater in St. Louis on Friday, and then I'll be at the Garage in Richmond on Saturday. So hope to see you all out there. Very excited for those shows. All three of those will be a mix. I'll do some of my Christmas arrangements and also some originals, of course. It'll be a lot of fun. Hope to see you all out on the road. But hey, speaking of which, why don't we get started with a little bit of music? And I thought, hey, let's start with a bang. I got a tune, though, for this song. This song is a doozy. It's a tune that I wrote when I was in Tokyo. I was a special guest with Dave Cause at the Blue Note. And I wrote this in the hotel room. Ended up being my third single on my third album. So I hope you enjoy it. Tokyo Groove. my goodness. I felt like bringing a little bit of heat this morning, if that's all right. That was a little bit of Tokyo groove just to get us warmed up on a Wednesday. As I mentioned, we've got the incredible Roberto Restuccia in the house, guitarist all the way from the UK with brand new music for you. But real quick before we get to that, just want to remind you guys, if you want to support the show, and you guys have been incredible week after week after week, I cannot thank you enough. You're the reason that we keep it going here every week on AH Live. So you can click that link in the description, PayPal, Cash App, Venmo. You can do stars through Facebook. Make sure to support Roberto. Check out his music. Buy it, stream it, check him out on YouTube. He's got killer videos up there. Of course, you can get to my website as well through that link. So anyways, ladies and gentlemen, thanks so much for tuning in. And without further ado, Roberto Restuccia. Oh, yes, the one and only Roberto Restuccia. Incredible, incredible. And huge thanks again to PRS Guitars. We're both endorsers, and they've been very supportive of both of us. I got connected with PRS when I was with Jennifer Lopez back in 2012, and they were nice enough to make 3 guitars for me. So I've been playing those ever since. And Roberto's with PRS Europe, and they've been doing some really cool video features on him. So pretty awesome. Thank you, Roberto. Appreciate you. And hey, you know what time it is? It's time to bring in my lovely wife, Kat, Hawley, with the Cat Cam. Hey.
Hi.
How's it going?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing good. We got a little leopard print over there. We gotta look out for you. It's cat times 2.
Cat times 2.
Cat squared.
Wow.
What are the vibes out there? What are people talking about?
Well, it is such a vibe with Roberto.
Yes.
And then of course you playing with him on the second tune. So many people were like,
Yeah.
it was like such a vibe.
Definitely.
But people love Roberto. His first song, Sheila Singleton says, yes, Roberto. Kat Finn said, this is so smooth and nice. Lorraine Fiddler said, smooth and sexy.
Oh, wow.
When you and Roberto were playing together, Janet Rollins said, they sound so good together. Daphne Harris said, beautiful.
Oh,
And
okay.
Robert Crutcher says, I bought his CD after his last time here on the show, and I have no regrets.
Awesome.
Yeah, so I guess you guys should go check out Roberto's CD. Robert says that it's great. Creston Jordan, he says, I think I just boarded the Soul Funk train. All aboard.
I like it.
And then I saw someone else comment, and they said boarding, like they're boarding the Soul Funk train.
That is too funny. The Soul Funk train.
Yes, with both of you. And then Kat Finn said, oh my gosh, this is such a vibe. It totally was.
You've only been on the show for about 30 seconds. You're already getting compliments. Angela Gwynn says, Kat, you look beautiful as always.
Oh, thank you.
All right, making an impression.
Well, if you would have seen me an hour ago, I don't know.
Oh, man.
I just had gym clothes on, no makeup, hair was cray-cray.
And there's a story behind that. We're going on vacation at the end of the month, and Kat had the great idea. We haven't done a family photo in forever.
In a really long time.
So we're using that as motivation. We are hitting it really hard, both with diet and exercise. We're eating like rabbits, and we're exercising like rabbits. And so what's the big day? I think we get our pictures on the 27th.
On
or
the
28th?
27th.
Okay.
On the 27th.
So we've
I know.
got what, 20 days? So 19
20
days. We could do. We can do some damage in there.
And you know, we were just talking about this morning. We were doing so well. Myself, I was really proud of myself because, as you guys know, pre-COVID, like in 2019, I lost like 35 pounds, and then during our lockdown, that all came back. But then earlier this year, I lost probably like 25 pounds, and then it came back.
Well, it's always tricky when you're quarantining next to the cupboard.
At
least that's my challenge. Because now, and my schedule's changed completely. Like, I used to go into LA all the time. Now I mostly work from home. So, yeah, you know, it's so easy to just pop on by the pantry. And, but anyways, we're hitting it hard. We're having fun with it. And so, yeah, look for those family photos.
Look for the family
Well, I guess
photos.
the shoot is the 27th, but then after that, at some point, we'll get the photos.
Right, yeah.
I'm sure
it's a little
we'll post.
while. Yeah,
Sure we'll post
I
them.
emailed the when I emailed the photographer, she's in Hawaii because we're going to Hawaii for our vacay. I remember we did say we were trying Jamaica. Adam Jr. wanted to do Jamaica, but we couldn't get his new passport in time. I know, like with adults, you can just do a renewal, but when they're under 16, you have to like do the process as if it's like a brand new passport. And we looked for like a third-party service that we could get it within 48 hours, which is possible, but they were not guaranteeing anything, especially with our appointment, because everything is so backed up with COVID. So we decided not to like cut that really close and chance it. So
we're slumming it in
We're
Hawaii. Gosh. Oh, we have to go to Hawaii again.
But I
Again?
I emailed her and I said, you know, can we have at least like 1 or 2 pictures before you do all of your heavy editing and stuff, because we wanted one for like our New Year card or something. So we're allotted 1 or 2 before like the 2 or 3 weeks that she takes to edit.
Right,
but
right.
But yeah, hitting it hard. And Lynette Trulio says, cut carbs, it's not hard. Yeah.
That's what we've been doing. We've been doing basically.
It's really funny because we know exactly what to do.
We just got to do it.
We just have to do it. We're not new to this. You know, I'm a very active person pre-COVID. I worked with a personal trainer for like 2 years after my back injury, and I was in I wouldn't say the best shape of my life, but you know, back to getting to like that elite kind of fitness. And yeah, and COVID just ruined it all.
Robert Zahn said, haha, in the pantry, I left mine nearly empty because that's where all the bad stuff hangs out. Mm-hmm. So
yeah.
Well, that's one way to do it. Just don't put anything in there that you can't eat. So.
And I used to do that for a long time. I never used to buy cereal, even the healthy cereal. And I never used to buy bread because when Adam Jr. was really small, we would just put like turkey bacon and fruit and stuff in his lunch. But up until he started asking for PB&Js, I was like, oh my gosh, there's going to be bread in the house.
That's funny.
But yeah, I used to never buy that sort of stuff. And if you look in our refrigerator, it's very healthy food. Not just because we're, you know, trying right now, but just we have a lot of allergies in the house and things that we're intolerant to. And we care about like our heart and our blood and everything like that. So we do eat very healthy, healthier than the average American person. But it's just, you know, portions and of course being active. So we're paying attention to that.
Yeah, we're back on it. Ooh, Terry Silva, shout out. Thank you so much, Terry. He already got his tickets to Jimmy's when we go to Portsmouth, New Hampshire for the first time.
Yeah.
So appreciate you, Terry. Tell your friends,
awesome.
Bring 30 of your best friends, and let's have a blast. And speaking of which, that's a great segue. Let me throw up the tour schedule. I mentioned a little bit earlier today, we've got 3 Christmas shows coming up next week. So next week, Thursday, we'll be at South in Philadelphia. Saturday, we'll be St. Louis. Or Friday, St. Louis. Saturday, Richmond. So hope to see you guys there. And after that, we hit it hard in the new year. We'll be in Texas, back in Seal Beach, San Antonio. Got a bunch of ones. I'm trying to think if there's anything new from last week. I don't think so. But if you want to know more about my schedule, just go to adamhawley.com and make sure to jump on the mailing list.
The mailing list.
Yep. So hey, so we have a ton. Speaking of pictures, we have a ton of pictures from the past week to share. So,
well, is there a chance that you can like do some technical?
Oh, what's up?
Work right here because
Okay.
my monitor is not.
Your monitor's not on?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, let's put it just a cat.
He's cutting me out. You guys are so sweet. Who said? Someone said you guys are inspiring. Paula Saunders. Thank you. I don't feel like I try to be inspiring. I just am trying not to be overweight. And it's so funny because a lot of people say, oh, Kat, you look so great, blah, blah, blah. But, like, I feel like this is not my, like, me. Like, a lot of you have known me or have met me in the past 5 years, and that's been since my car accident. And a lot has happened since my back injury, but this is not what I look like. And so I'm like, no, you haven't seen the real Kat. So we're getting it together.
We're on it.
We're on it.
So we have a ton of pictures to share with you guys. There's been so much going on in the past week. So number one, It takes so long to get furniture. So we finally got a bit more furniture for the living room. So tell them about that. What's going on here, Kat? I wasn't even here for this. I saw this picture. I said, who's in our living room?
So last week, we talked about how we don't have a lot of furniture that we still need for certain areas. And so the coffee table for the living room, I wasn't finding anything that I absolutely loved. And then, of course, everything was taking weeks and months to even be delivered. But I came across these beautiful cocktail tables for the living room, and they are real all-natural marble. And so when they brought them, they had to assemble them. And I had to have them bring them into the living room because they are so heavy. But they brought them to the side because I didn't know how I wanted to place them yet. But when we finally did move them, I had to have Adam Jr. help me. Grammy helped with, I think, one or two. And then Adam Jr. helped me move them a few times. And they are so heavy. But
there
they're
we go.
gorgeous.
Look at that. Those look awesome. It's like steps.
They are. So there are 3 different sizes, and they are just so cute. They kind of fit under each other, super modern. Actually, it's almost like a retro feel because you will see a lot of cocktail tables in the 70s. So I kind of feel like this is super timeless, even though it looks ultra modern. But
Yeah.
they're so gorgeous.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
There they are, the side view.
So you can see the side view, bomb.com.
Very cool. So you guys have known our long struggles with the pool. We're in month 7. So we passed inspection last week, and they decided, okay, now we can do the pebble, which is the bottom and the lower side of the pool. So this is them working on it. It was quite a production, and they finished it pretty quick, and it turned out very gorgeous. Here they are. They had a lot of people over here. I didn't realize how many people there were. So this is the after. So the spa. So then we had to fill it, and we filled the spa, and then this is with the pool starting to fill, and then me and Adam Jr. and Rufus got down in the pool, and we were kind of investigating a little bit.
So really quick, 2 things. Sorry. One, Marcus Anderson said I would have helped too with the tables.
Thank you,
Marcus. And then Sharon Bradley says, Kat, I love your COVID basket by the front door. Thank you so much. Some people that come, they make fun of me, but I don't care because you never know who's going to be at the front door or who's going to be coming in and doesn't have a mask. And then everyone that does come in, the 2 people that we do have in our house, they get sprayed down and then they get a mask if they need one.
Lori Erickson said Rufus is checking it out for quality assurance.
He is. But look at the picture. It's so cool because I had to catch this because I said there is probably never going to be another time where you guys are in the pool while it's filling. Probably 20 years if something needs to be repaired or something.
Right,
so
exactly.
That was awesome.
So here it is filled. It took, I think it was 19 hours to fill. And it turned out so awesome. We've got the water, a couple waterfalls there, and then the spill from the spa. You do see a bunch of wood back there, and it's pretty stark. So that will get taken care of. They're going to take the wood away. Then we're going to get our flora going on back there.
Yes, some greenery.
But it'll be cool. It'll be cool. I think this is the last one. So this is from over by the pergola. Rufus is still checking it out. He's investigating.
And the water looks so beautiful. And believe it or not, we had a really hard time trying to figure out what color we wanted it. The pool floor that you saw them putting on, which was the pebble, and that is what determines the color that the water is going to be. So we had so many different samples, and then of course looking online and trying to figure it out. And it just was crazy because there's that super teal turquoise, then there's really deep blue, and then it's just all different variations of blues that you can think of.
Exactly.
So we, finally, I believe we had 3, and then we had Adam Jr., take one out.
Right.
Then we decided on the 2. And that particular pebble color is called French Gray, and it makes the water look what we saw on pictures online with the French Gray was it reminded us of the Caribbean, how the water is just super, super light. You can like see through it. It has a beautiful natural blue color.
Robert Zahn wants to know if he can rent our place when we're on the road. Airbnb. Well, you know what's crazy is we had so much anticipation for the pool. Now it's the coldest time of the year.
I know.
It's been raining. It's been 50 degrees, low 60s. So
it's crazy.
We're not going to get in for a little bit. So anyway, so there we go. There's the side view.
Yes, and it's so beautiful. And so like we just basically wanted it to look like if we were at a resort. Same thing with the irrigation that's going to be going around the backyard. Just super lush and relaxing.
Robert asks, is there any underwater lighting? There is. We'll have to get some pictures at night. It's got all the bells and whistles, lighting patterns, and all sorts of stuff. So yeah, we also, well, I say we. Kat is in charge of all this. She also did quite a bit of Christmas decorating and holiday decorating around the house. So I'll let you take it away, Kat.
Well, because last week we all were talking about Christmas, and then of course with the melanated Santa back here, my advent calendar to Christmas, and then we all were talking about decorating for Christmas, and I finally did some holiday decorating. So here we have our elf on the shelf, and this is Base. Adam Jr. has had him since he probably was like 6. And of course, you know, Adam Jr. doesn't believe in like the Christmas magic of the elf moving by himself, but it's still fun to put out and like do different things with him. And actually, I couldn't find him for like 2 years.
Yeah.
So this is the first time he's been out for a while.
Yeah.
I told Adam Jr., I said, I was like, he's back. You must have done something right this year.
We torture these kids. Okay, moving on. Here's the fireplace.
The glass kind of like the vases that you see, those are there like all the time. So I didn't do anything different with those. I just added the poinsettias. Then I have the little Merry Christmas board, and I have this really, really cute lantern, and it has like, when you twist it, a light turns on and like snow falls. We got that from John and Betsy Meyer. They sent that to us last year. And then of course some cute felt garland, just super, kind of just like a Nordic look. Just super simple.
Yeah, I like it.
And then I put some poinsettias by the front door.
Nice.
By Odette.
To accent the mirror.
Yeah, to accent the mirror. It looks so cute.
Yeah.
And then this is in the kitchen, giving some little holiday flavor.
Let it flow. Let it flow. The breakfast nook.
The breakfast nook. I just put some eucalyptus in there, and I put some garland around the vase, and that is the most amazing Christmas candle, I think. It's just like a natural pine. We can't have live Christmas trees or live garland in the house because both Adam Jr. and Adam Sr. are allergic to pine.
We're party poopers.
So
sorry.
I get my Christmas scents from candles. So
I don't got no time for pine. What else do we got? Oh, this is our bar stools.
Bar stool. So this I threw in for you guys because I believe last week as well, I said I would show you our bar stools that we finally got because we haven't had any. So there they are.
Yeah.
And then just did some little Christmas decorations on the island, which is again with some of the felt garland. It's so cute. And then some tiny little Christmas trees and the faux candles, battery operated. Be safe.
Nice.
They're so cute. And then there you could see again the felt garland, and then those huge, massive pine cones.
They're kind of scary.
Them.
They look like they're on steroids or something.
They're so cute.
Human
I got
growth
those
hormone.
from Little Flower. They're so adorable.
And I think we have a Will Ferrell sighting coming up. Let's see. Yes. Yes, we do. Elf.
Yeah, so this is Will Ferrell from the famous Christmas movie Elf. And if you've ever seen the movie, this is the capture of him when they say, "Oh, Santa's coming," and he thinks like the real Santa's coming, but it's just
Santa.
It's just the Santa at the mall, and so he's freaking out, and he's like, you know, saying, "I know him, Santa's coming." And so Adam Jr., I was at Target just grabbing stuff, and he goes over and he's like, "Mom, can I get this?" And I'm like, "Okay."
That's funny.
I felt bad because we were getting Christmas lights installed on the house on Monday. And when the guy came, I guess he thought he had more boxes in his truck, and he didn't. So they just had one string of lights on the house. And he's like, oh, we're going to have to go to Lowe's and grab some more. And he had some of the other ones, but I wanted like the clear. I didn't want like that yellow tone. So I said, okay. And then he calls me and he's like, oh, they're sold out here, so we'll have to check another Lowe's. He goes to the other Lowe's and they're all sold out. I'm like, oh my gosh. So he said, I'm going to check tomorrow, which was Tuesday. Same thing. He said they're sold out everywhere. And I even went to Target for myself, and it was just insane. It reminded me of when we were trying to shop for groceries at the beginning of COVID lockdown.
Right.
And I have pictures of that too, where groceries and just everything, the produce, the meat, everything on the aisles, everything was just cleaned out with the exception of probably like picked over things.
Yeah.
That's what Target looked like
That's
in
crazy.
the Christmas section.
Wow.
So, and I even had told Adam Jr., do you want to pick like a new ornament to throw on the tree this year? And he's like, there's not even anything here. You know, and everything, it looked like what a Christmas section would look like on December 20th or something. And it just was insane. There was that Buddy the Elf inflatable thing was like one of the only things left.
That's crazy.
Like trees, I think there were probably like 2 boxes of artificial trees. It just was insane. Everything was bare. And so I was like, well, we're not going to have any lights. But we have the inflatable. And then I have a wreath on the door, which is really cute. And it says joy. And it has like LED lights on it. So there's some light there.
That's so crazy. So yeah, that's what's been going on. So the pool is up and running. We don't have the heater yet. They said that's going to take another couple weeks. But and then it's super cold. So we probably won't be swimming for a couple weeks. Probably after our trip, I'm thinking. Or maybe right before. But yeah, we're getting in the spirit, and so excited to bring some holiday vibes to you guys next week. I've been seeing a bunch of people jump in the chat saying they're going to see us next week. So we can't wait. And a bunch of Ask Adam questions are popping in.
Yeah.
We haven't done Ask Adam in a little while.
I
so
know.
maybe I should.
We should do that.
Let's see. Let me click it. Bam. Now it's official. Ask Adam.
So Isabella in Dubai. Hi, Isabella.
What's up,
she
Isabella?
Says, no, this is funny. Before you answer this, I have to say what the following comment was. So Isabella asks, would you do a concert in Dubai? And Ellen Nakata Harper said, not until he does a show in NorCal first.
Oh, wow. That is too funny. Well, I want to come to both. I want to come to NorCal. Always enjoy going up to the Bay Area /Sacramento/Napa. So hopefully we'll be up there soon. And Dubai, 100% would love to come to Dubai. I've been there once. I was on tour with Jennifer Lopez, and I think I told the story a few weeks ago. We were there during Thanksgiving. But hey, if you have any info, drop it in the comments on if anyone's putting shows together in Dubai, or if there's a festival or something, because I can't think of anything off the top of my head. So drop it in the comments, and we'll try to work it out. Would love to come over to Dubai. That'd be awesome.
Marcus Anderson says, I like your hair, Adam.
Oh, thank you. Well, it's getting a little out there. So I'm going to get a haircut, I think, before this tour. I don't know. What do you think? Do you think I can make these 3 shows without a haircut?
Well, as long as you get it cut before
it's gonna be
our family photos.
It's going to be really cold. So maybe I should leave it to make it through the week. I don't know.
But you're getting a cut for Hawaii.
Wow.
So
okay.
Either way. Actually, because if you get it cut now, then there's, still a few weeks to Hawaii.
Okay.
So
right.
Maybe just wait.
Yeah.
Isabella also asks, how long did it take until you developed your own guitar playing style or techniques?
Oh wow, gosh. Well, I feel like I'm developing it all the time. But I think one thing I made sure to do, if you're not careful, you can become a clone. There's so many amazing guitarists out there, and it's easy to lock in on ones, say lock in on George Benson or lock in on Wes Montgomery. But if you only study that person, you start to sound exactly like them, which to me, I never really understood. What's the point of that? They exist, they're having, or if they're now gone, they have had an incredible career. So, we got to carve our own path. So I definitely made a point to study a lot of different guitar players, to have different influences. But on top of that, I also made a point to, really try to have a unique sound. And part of that was how I played, but part of it was the actual guitar that I played too. So these guitars I play, they're called semi-hollow body, which means that they're somewhat hollow and they're, not super thick. What is this, about 2 inches? Whereas like a full hollow body guitar, is much thicker, which is the type of guitar that, say, George Benson, Norman Brown, Wes Montgomery play. So I said, you know what? I'm going to play a different guitar. I'm going to have a different style. My music is going to have a different vibe because I just, for better or for worse, want people to, when the song comes on, oh, that's Adam, as opposed to, oh, that's someone who sounds like George Benson. So it's definitely something I've thought of a lot. I'm always working on, continuing to develop the sound, but I appreciate it. Thank you for recognizing it. And that's one of the biggest compliments I feel like you can get. And I feel fortunate when people say, oh yeah, when your song comes on, I know that's you. So that's what we're going for. So thank you.
This is actually from November.
Okay.
That we couldn't get to one time. This is from Sheila Singleton. She says, if you weren't doing music, what would you be doing?
I have no idea. Because I never really pursued anything. I was really interested in math. And there was a brief period where I was considering doing a double major in math at USC, and then I actually met with the math department, and I got a little disillusioned because I met with the chair. I said, well, what would I do with this degree? And he was kind of dumbfounded that I asked that question. And I said, well, and so I was like, well, okay. So I did do a minor in business. So I'm definitely always been interested in business, interested in real estate. My parents always wanted me to be a judge or a lawyer, and I think they're still holding out. Even a couple years ago, they said, there's still time. You can still go to law school. So, but the famous line my mom used to always say, because I'd always, without fail, no, I want to do music. I want to move to Los Angeles and be a musician. And of course, this was horrifying to my parents. But my mom, she would always try to encourage me. She would say, even Jesus was a carpenter. And she was just trying to point out that, even he had a side gig. So that was a big reason why I did a minor in business, and I'm so glad I did because it really helped me develop my business sense and really, as important as our artistry is, we also have to figure out how to run the business of our artist career or our production studio or lesson studio or what have you. So those courses were definitely really helpful for sure.
Definitely. This is also from Isabella, and it's, I guess, similar to the previous question, but maybe not really. She says, do you have any other talents other than guitar?
Well, is this in music or outside of music?
I think either or, because you do play more than one instrument, so that is a talent.
Well, yeah, so I started on piano. My piano skills are fairly strong. I started on piano at 8 and then guitar at 9. I play a lot of bass in the studio as well. So those are the main skills that I've developed as a performer. And then, of course, in the studio, engineering, mixing, producing, those are all skills that, I've really honed quite a bit. And I guess numbers, too. I'm a big numbers guy. I'm always analyzing, always getting out my spreadsheets. Anytime I'm working on a tour, dropping in all the different scenarios and okay, if we take this flight, and then we rent this car, and then I have all these spreadsheets to decide, which flight to take and whatnot. And so, and I do all of my own books. So, I guess that's another skill is dealing with numbers.
I was thinking about that. I was going to say your math skills. It's so funny. I'll tell you guys a story. When Adam and I first got married, we were young and kind of broke. Not really broke, but, more modest than we are now. And he was like, okay, we need to create a budget. And so you made a Excel spreadsheet. And I think for like a month or 2 months, we like recorded every single thing that we had spent money on.
Yeah.
And I think the month of January in 2009, we spent $500 on eating out. And it wasn't even like, like restaurants.
Going
it
to
just was
steakhouse
like
or something.
fast food or just grabbing something quick, and then like Starbucks. And it just was so fascinating because I had never done that before. And so I was like, I'm so glad I married a math whiz.
Well, what's crazy is that seems so archaic now, because now they have apps for all of this. You just drop it in. You say, oh, this was entertainment. This was food. This was. I mean, it's so easy. I mean, now back then it was just so crazy. So, but yeah. Anyways.
Yeah.
I guess crunching the numbers would be another skill.
Crunching the numbers. Yeah, definitely. Oh my goodness. I had one Ask Adam.
Okay.
I think this was from Thanksgiving.
Denise says spreadsheets are sexy. Thank you, Denise.
I'm glad
that may be the first time that's been said.
That is so funny. Stephanie Valentine, I don't know who she's talking to, but she said that's why they have a pool and I don't.
Oh. It's the spreadsheet. Hey, Stephanie, get that Excel out. It'll set you free. That is too funny. That is too
right.
funny.
You guys are so funny. I think that's it for Ask Adam. I think the one from Thanksgiving was about the food.
Okay.
But we don't need to talk about Thanksgiving food anymore.
Yeah, we're trying to detox still.
And and Cece in London.
Yeah.
I don't think she's on today. Are you here today?
I haven't
Cece?
seen her pop in on the chat.
She had said, we were talking about all the Thanksgiving food. She's like, wow, because it's very different here in the States than other countries. And she said, and you guys turn around and do all of that again for Christmas.
Yeah.
And I had, commented directly back to her, and I said, no. So we do not do that in my house. We, Thanksgiving, all that traditional Thanksgiving soul food is on Thanksgiving. And Christmas, a few years ago, my family and I, we kind of said, well, let's do something different. Let's choose a cuisine, and then we'll do that for Christmas. So one Christmas we did Italian. Another Christmas we did Mexican. So we did tacos and like beans and rice. But then now since COVID, last Christmas it was us. My sister usually would do gumbo, but that gets expensive. And, to feed a lot of people.
Yeah.
So last year I just ordered, and that was perfect. And I will order again this year.
Well, and also, this is unique. We haven't done this before. We're actually going on our vacation the day after Christmas. So we don't want to have like a whole, stack of food and then jet off the next day. So.
No, yeah. Totally, yeah. So we're going to order from Little Flower. I think I didn't finish the order yesterday, but I was doing the order fill out online. So it's like prime rib, and then like potatoes and like beet salad, and of course like biscuits, and then we'll just do like some cookies or something for dessert. But
nice.
Yeah, nothing crazy.
Sounds good.
Diane Sims, really quickly, she says, ask Adam, I fell in love with you when you were touring with Brian Culbertson, so I was wondering if you have plans on a collaboration or two with him.
Yeah, well, that's how I got started, touring with him for a couple of years, 13 and 14. And I was so bummed because he reached out for me to do Napa, and it was it conflicted with the cruise. This was in 2020. Of course, now it's been rescheduled twice, and now is happening in 22. So hopefully he'll reach back out. Hopefully in 23. Let him know you want to see me. We always have such a blast at the Napa Valley Jazz Getaway. So let him know you want to see me in 2023. And would love to connect with him again. It's always fun. I mean, Brian is the man. So, yeah.
Man.
Hopefully we'll make some more music soon.
Denise Walters says, what is Little Flower? Little Flower is one of our favorite bakeries and cafes. It's in Pasadena, a city called Pasadena here in Southern California. And it's like a French-inspired cuisine place, but then, of course, with like that SoCal flair. So everything on the menu is kind of like a modernized French dish. And so they do cakes, pies, pastries. They also do like sandwiches and amazing salads and bowls, like Buddha bowls. Buddha bowls are big here in SoCal. It's just like a healthy bowl. So they'll be like bulgur wheat or cauliflower rice or brown rice. And then you have vegetables and a protein and like a salad like to go with it. So just like a bowl. But we love it. And we order there probably like every special occasion
Yeah,
whenever we
it's so
can.
tasty. It's so good.
For like a dessert, kind of like a treat, but they also do like menus for Thanksgiving and Easter and Christmas and whatnot. So it's super easy. You just go, pick it up, and they have like heating instructions. And so it's like you've eaten out at a restaurant, but at home, and you don't have to deal with cooking all day.
It's very tasty.
So yeah, it's
very tasty.
and it's very good. So so we'll do that.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much, honey.
You're welcome.
We will see you next week.
All right, bye guys.
Awesome, awesome. Well, thanks so much for tuning in. It's always a pleasure hanging out with you. We've got another stellar show for you guys next week with brand new music from the one and only Philip Doc Martin, great saxophonist. And he will be joining us both in, we had a lot of fun on the interview, and also he's sending in a couple of incredible performances. So tune in next Wednesday. That'll be December 15th, right here, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. I'm going to take you out with a little bit of music. This is a tune from my very first record. It's called While You Were Dreaming. ladies and gentlemen, a little bit of While You Were Dreaming. Thanks so much for tuning in today for another live episode with brand new music. We were featuring Roberto Restuccia. And next week, tune in for the one and only Philip Doc Martin. Have a great night.